You have a new album, recently new, 2009?
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. It's The Weather Honest. Can you talk to us a little bit about the process of putting this album together, you know, where you drew some inspiration from? Just what this album sort of means to you, because I've listened to, I have your other album, the TFC.
The trio album.
Yeah. And this album is, you know, it's been different than the last one.
Oh yeah, very different.
Yeah. I was trying to be a little bit modest in my, it's a bit different. So maybe you can talk about the development in your playing and your direction since that last album.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's exciting to me. I mean, this album was really, it's my, you know, the trio I've been playing with. I mean, the same three guys are all over this album, so it's not really like I ended TFC and started this thing. It's more kind of a crossfade into this project, but it took me a long time to go under my own name. You know, I was kind of into this utopian version of band democracy, where it's all equal, and I don't know if that came out of the kind of 60s rock band aesthetic, where we're a team and stuff, and I was realizing it really just wasn't a very efficient or honest way to run a group, because you know, the guys wanted me to kind of, I mean, my trio members really pushed me to go in this direction, because they really wanted me to, because to them it really was clear once I was, you know, clearly getting the music together and kind of putting the band together, that they could relax and just play, you know, rather than wondering how much of the management they had to worry about and stuff. So part of this came out of that kind of practical, just moving into being a band leader, which took me a long time. I was really kind of, you know, I think it took me a while to warm up to that idea, because I'm, you know, putting myself on the spot more. I mean, when it's my name on the album, someone doesn't like the album, you know, it's not like, well, that's just that band you don't like. You know, it's really a more personal presentation of your art. So that took me a while to be putting myself out on a limb like that. But then the process of doing that meant I really had to look at, you know, what music do I want to make? You know, what is my thing? What am I actually interested in doing with my musical life? And I realized it's pretty diverse. I'm singing on this album. I'm, you know, doing stuff that's very written out, and then some stuff that's very improvised. And just, I guess, suddenly all of those things could fit under one hat, so to speak. I know I didn't have to kind of switch hats for different groups and be different. I could just be who I am and bring these amazing musicians that I love to play with around me and make the music that I love to make and not worry about these kind of categories and stuff. And it ends up kind of being, I mean, to me it's kind of cohesive, but it actually incorporates a lot of different aspects of what I like to do. So that's kind of where this album kind of came from, was that experience. So now, you know, after doing this, now it kind of feels like I'm really focusing in even a little more on what is the core of the music I want to be making and the people I'm going to be making with. And, so I've been playing with, in the jazz list, I'm playing with the quintet, and that kind of format I've been working with a lot. Last year I played a bunch of shows with 8-piece bands and stuff, and kind of expanding, and then smaller trio shows, just to get a sense of the differences that the music takes when you have the different material. But I'm now kind of getting into this idea of really getting a working band that can really kind of hone our group sound. That's something that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, well, it's you know, different textures, different groups. When you're talking about Binny, you said something to the effect of, it's really great that they can have something complex that's still really beautiful. Do you struggle with that sometimes when you're writing, trying to make something that, you know, has some complexity to it that's sort of interesting, but at the same time, you know, this is music. Let's make this beautiful. Yeah. I think
I was struggling with that for a while. I think now I just go for kind of what I hear, and it doesn't matter how simple it is. And the musicians are so kind of great that it's going to sound slightly complex just based on their skill level. You know, I can't dumb them down. So even if the music's really straightforward, they're going to really make it really interesting. So I've kind of simplified worrying about the composing being complex. Also, because sometimes it actually gets in the way of really hearing the players if they're just trying to figure out this concept. So that was, and that's something I learned a lot about in Banff, because we're only playing original music over there. So you really get to see a lot of different composers' approaches, and just how certain things get in the way of the music, and certain things just like rocket the music into another space. So that was really helpful. I mean, I still have years to kind of implement those lessons, but that's something I guess I'm more comfortable with now. It's just the music can be pretty straightforward, and then the musicians can really make it take off.
Do you feel that sort of concept is a part of the CMW concept? Because I know, as being part of the CMW, it's very much, you know, play what you feel the music deserves, or what you're hearing. That might have to do a little bit with the composing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
what are you hearing?
Yeah, I think to quote our CMW faculty, they say a lot about, you know, improvisation is just composition slowed down, vice versa. Composition's just improvisations, composition's improvisation slowed down, and improvisation's composition sped up. So the kind of creative process is the same. It's just sort of a different context in time. One's kind of stretched out, and one's in the moment. But yeah, that idea of serving the music is really, I guess, what it comes down to. But it's a big calling, you know. It's not as easy as it sounds. It takes a lot of training, both personally and on your instrument.
It's hard sometimes to let go of, you know, this like sort of weird. If you have like a difficult concept that you really want to apply to your composition, it's hard sometimes to say, well, you know, that doesn't work.
Right.
Let's let go of that. And what am I really hearing? Because sometimes you really want those things to work out. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, just looking at sort of what I'm doing in my life with music right now, and how much, you know, how much I'm applying these things I've learned at CMW or not. And I think one of the biggest ones is just the, you know, willing to, like you said, willing to let go of what I think the music needs.
Yeah.
And actually hear what the music needs. You know, I think that's kind of one of the biggest lessons I'm trying to learn.
Perfect. Well, I think with that, we've probably reached the end of our little interview. So
cool. Thank you, Andrew.
Well, thank you for coming on, and stay tuned to our channel, our YouTube channel, and the website, because there'll be more videos coming up every week. Hopefully 2 week.